Well, welcome to the Poker Wizard. My name is John Williams. I am your host. At the Poker Wizard, we are focused on showing you how to play some unique poker games that you've never played before. These are games you enjoy with your friends and family and just about anybody else you may want to play with. My approach is not just to state the game and the rules, but walk you through a hand and give you some tips on how to actually play the game itself. I've worked in information technology for 40 years and actually enjoy using various tools and software to put together these videos. Since I enjoy playing poker with my friends, I wanted to share something with the poker community. The reason I enjoy poker because it closely mimics life. In both there are risks, and in both you can win or lose. And both poker and life are really games of skill. Basically, poker players have to deal with quite a bit of uncertainty because you never know what hand you'll be dealt. Just like in life, where sometimes you get a full house and sometimes you're left with nothing. One poker player put it in a poem: bluffs and bets with zero regrets. Betting chips with plenty of raises. Hopefully the next hand is a pair of aces. Hope you enjoy the show. Bye for now. Hello everyone. This is John Williams and I'm introducing a new card game called Switch. This is a standard poker game. Starts with baseball poker and can switch to five and dime. Both games use wild cards. For baseball, 3s, 9s, and 4s are the special cards. Our 3s and 9s are the wild cards. When a player is dealt a 4 face up, they have the option to buy an additional card that is face down. 5 and 9, very simple game. 10s and 5s are the wild cards when dealt by the dealer to each player. The game follows standard rules of 7-card stud, in which players are progressively dealt their cards, and there's a series of betting rounds that follow. These betting phases follow a traditional poker rule set. Players have 4 options: fold, check, better call, or raise. To start it off, each player deals 2 cards down, and an ante is put into the middle of the pot. Round 1. A 10 comes to actually the first player. Although a 10 was dealt, it's not a cause for a switch until the first 3 or 9 is dealt up. That's the rule. We have to have a 3 or 9 dealt before a 10 or 5 can actually switch the actual wild cards. So 10 is just a 10 to player 2. Jack is dealt, and a 3. Now that the first 3 or 9 wild card has been dealt, a switch can occur. For now, 3s and 9s are wild. 7 to the dealer, really no help. And now we have a betting round. Player 4 has a 3, which is really an ace. They would actually begin the betting. If the pot is correct, we move on to round 2. Player 2 gets a 10 and an 8. Not a real strong hand. An ace for player 3. Aces are not bad cards, but no wild cards to go with it. A queen, a pair of queens for player 4, because the 3 is wild. And a 4. This kind of goes back to the rule I talked about earlier. If you get a 4 that's face up, you have the option of buying an additional card. The cost of that card is 4 chips, and it's face down. Only 4s that are dealt face up have the option to buy an additional card. So the down cards you actually get as you're playing this game, if you have a 4, it doesn't matter. It's got to be face up, dealt by the dealer. So the 4 chips are put in for the 4. A betting round occurs, which would be, of course, the pair of queens. They're the only high hand on the table. The other high hand on the table. Round 3. 9, a nice wild card actually for player 2. It only gives them a pair of tens, it doesn't be a pair of queens, but still, it's good to get a wild card. Does not make a switch, it just nines and threes continue to be wild. A 5. This is the first switch to occur. Now, 5s and 10s are wild, and 3s and 9s are no longer wild. So player 2 actually has a 10, a wild card. Has a pair of 9s. Player 3 has a pair of aces. Player 4 had a pair of queens, but the 3 is no longer a valid wild card, so it's just a queen high. And a 7-4 for the dealer. So the high hand on the table is player 3. So we go through a betting round. Oh, sorry, we're continuing to go. King and a 3. We switch back to 3s and 9s. Back to baseball. And given that scenario, we have a pair of kings for player 4, a pair of 7s for the dealer, a pair of 10s, actually player 2, and then player 3 just has an ace high. So the top hand of the table is the player 4 with the pair of kings. And betting occurs. The pot is right. Move on to round 4. An ace, and there's a pair of aces now for actually player 2. Those 3s and 9s are wild. A pair of aces jack high for player 3 and a higher hand yet. Very good. A 6 for player 4, no help. And a 7. Well, the 7 actually is a big card for the dealer because now he has 3 of a kind. That is the top hand on the table. Betting round occurs, dealer bets. The pot is right, move on to round 5. This is the down card. Again, we don't see these cards. They come in on the reveal, which is the very end of the game. So right now, the 3 7s for the dealer is still the high hand. That would be the appropriate person to actually bet. The betting round occurs. The pot is correct. Move on to the reveal. So where we get to see the down cards now. We start with player 2, an ace. 3 aces off the start. Very good start for player 2. 2 hearts. Doesn't really help. And a 5 of hearts. So let's evaluate players' 2 hands. Ace of hearts, a wild card, so it'd be the king of hearts, 10 of hearts, a 5 of hearts, and 2 hearts. They have a flush, ace, king, 10. Very good. We go down to player 3, 6, not any help. 9, nice wild card. They have 3 aces right now, not beating the flush. 7 of spades, and that's what they have. They have an ace, king, queen, which have 2 9s, 7, 5, spade flush. So they have a high card, high hand on the table. Moving on to player 4. They have a 4, but see, a 4 doesn't help. You neck an extra card with a 4 when it's a down card. Jack, no help. And a 6. Really, player 4 ends up with 3 of a kind. Didn't really help them too much. Going to the dealer, 10 of diamonds. 10 down does not change actual suits, so it's just a regular 10. An 8, no help there. Wild card. Now the dealer has 4 7s, and we'll end the game with 4 7s. Dealer with 2 7s and 2 wild cards is 4 of a kind. Dealer wins the pot. That's how you play actually switch. It's a very interesting game. I've played this in some neighborhood poker and different groups many times. From experience, it usually switches 2 or 3 times in the game, back and forth between 5 and dime and baseball. Makes it kind of an exciting game. I think you'll find it entertaining with a group and hopefully enjoy it. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much.